Okay, let's unpack this. We often talk about, the big picture, the grand theories, these massive systems that run the world.
Mhm.
But sometimes the most fascinating deep dives are the ones that zoom in. I
Oh,
mean, really zoom in on something specific, tangible, and, well, frankly, quite beautiful.
it really is beautiful.
Today, we are looking at a very specific shade of color.
We are. It's a wonderful rose pink, to be exact. It's not, bubble gum, it's not pastel,
Wow.
and it's certainly not neon. It is this deep, vibrant, almost electric rose.
Yeah,
It's the kind of color that when you see it in nature, your brain almost rejects it. You think, surely that's dyed, surely that's filtered.
exactly. A wonderful rose pink.
Yeah.
But we aren't just talking about a color wheel here. We are doing a deep dive into a specific collection from KSC Crystals.
Right.
We're looking at their inventory of Cobalto Calcite. And what struck me immediately when we pulled these sources isn't just the stone itself, which is gorgeous, but the way it's presented. It's a lesson in specificity.
It really is.
Yeah.
And before we get too lost in the aesthetics, we should probably ground ourselves in what we're actually looking at.
Okay, yeah, the name.
The name, exactly. The source material highlights that while we might call it Cobalto Calcite, it goes by a few other names that you might encounter.
Oh, okay.
You'll see it listed as Cobaltoan Calcite, which is a bit of a mouthful,
A little bit, yeah.
or my personal favorite, Sphaerocobaltite.
Sphaerocobaltite. Wow. That sounds like something from a sci-fi novel?
Doesn't it?
Like the fuel source for a warp drive or something?
It really does. But strictly speaking, it's the scientific term. It refers to a cobalt carbonate mineral.
Mm-hmm.
In the trade, though, Cobalto Calcite is the name that sticks. It tells you exactly what you're getting. Calcite that has been enriched with cobalt, giving it that screaming pink color.
Right.
And the mission for this deep dive is really interesting because we have a snapshot of a live inventory. We aren't looking at a textbook definition of a rock. We are looking at a marketplace.
We're looking at 18 specific products, each with a price, a number, and identity.
Precisely.
And that is the hook for me. That is where this gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because usually when you buy something online, say a t-shirt or a toaster, you are buying a SKU.
Right. Item A.
You're buying item A. If you buy 3 of them, they're all identical. It's mass production. But here, that is absolutely not the case.
No, and that's so critical in the mineral world. The source material shows us a listing page where every single item is distinct. You aren't just buying Cobalto Calcite, you are buying Cobalto Calcite 1, or Cobalto Calcite 12, or Cobalto Calcite 30.
I love that. It's like a police lineup, but for beautiful rocks.
It is.
It's the what you see is what you get philosophy in action. I was looking through the list from the source, and it's fascinating how they catalog it. It's not just small, medium, large.
No, it's strictly numbered.
Strictly numbered. You have item number 11, item number 25. Makes me feel like I'm choosing a teammate. I choose Cobalto Calcite number 26.
It does change the psychological relationship with the object, doesn't it? When you see showing 18 of 18 products, and you know that number 12 is physically different from number 13, you stop browsing.
Yeah, you start hunting.
You start hunting. You start analyzing. You look for the specific formation that speaks to you. In a world of mass production, having a list where Cobalto Calcite 11 is a unique entity is actually quite rare.
It creates an immediate bond. It reminds me of, those adoption centers where you pick a pet.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
You don't say, I'll take one dog, please. You say, I want that one with the floppy ear.
Yeah.
When you choose number 26 over number 25, you've already invested mental energy in justifying that choice.
Yes.
You've noticed a detail, a deeper hue, a smoother curve that makes it yours before you've even paid for it.
Exactly. It's the IKEA effect, but for selection rather than assembly. You feel ownership because you had to exert effort to choose it.
Yeah.
And looking at the list, that choice isn't just about random numbers. There seem to be 2 main categories, or at least 2 distinct vibes going on here in terms of the form factor.
That's a fair assessment. If you look at the bulk of the list, the numbers like 3, 5, 6, 9, 13, 15.
0.12, 20, 28, 29.
Right. All of those seem to be your standard specimens. Based on the category breadcrumbs in the source, these fall under Tumble Stones.
Tumble Stones. So this is likely the entry point for most collectors. Tumbling is a mechanical process. You take the rough rocks, put them in a barrel with grit and water, and, well, you rotate them for weeks. It mimics what a river does over thousands of years.
Oh, interesting.
The result is a stone that is smooth, rounded, and very tactile.
So these are the polished, hold-in-your-hand kind of rocks, the ones you subconsciously fiddle with while you're on a Zoom call.
Precisely. They are pocket rocks or worry stones. They carry that wonderful rose-pink color that the description highlights, but they are cheap to be handled. They are approachable, they aren't sharp, they aren't fragile. You can carry a little piece of that vibrant cobalt energy around with you.
But then we have the big guns.
Mm-hmm.
I saw these on the list, and I immediately paused. We have Cobalto Calcite Freeform 1 and Cobalto Calcite Freeform 3.
Yes.
Even just the name Freeform sounds more expansive, doesn't it? It sounds like jazz.
It does, and it represents a different aesthetic tier entirely. A freeform in the lapidary world usually implies a piece that has been polished, but not into a standard geometric shape.
Not a perfect sphere or a cube.
Exactly. The cutter looks at the raw chunk of stone and says, how can I smooth this out while respecting the way it grew?
So it's a collaboration between the cutter and the geology.
That's a beautiful way to put it. They follow the veins, they follow the natural cleavage of the mineral. Because of that, freeforms are usually larger. They are intended to sit on a shelf or a desk and be admired. They catch the light differently because the curves are unique to that specific rock.
It's a statue versus a worry stone.
That's a good analogy.
A tumble hides in your pocket. A freeform demands shelf space.
That's it. And the source reflects that distinction very clearly in the pricing, which I'm sure we'll get to. But aesthetic-wise, the freeform is where you see the mineral as art. It's where that rose pink really gets to show off its depth.
So we have this range. We have the numbered tumbles, seemingly about 16 of them, and then these two freeforms.
I want to dive into the economics of this because the pricing structure, it tells a story all on its own.
It does.
It's not just random numbers. There are tiers here. It's like a ladder.
There absolutely is a hierarchy, and this is where we can really see the accessibility of this collection. If you are new to the world of Sphaerocobaltite, or if you just want a splash of that rose pink in your life.
Without breaking the bank.
Exactly. KSC Crystals has set this up very democratically.
Right. I was looking at the bottom end of the price list. You can get in on this for under a tenner.
Yes. If you look at the data, we have Cobalto Calcite 11 listed at £9.20.
$9.20.
We have Cobalto Calcite 9 at £9.60 and Cobalto Calcite 30 at £9.75. That is surprisingly specific. £9.20 versus £9.60. Makes you wonder, what is that 40 pence difference?
Yeah.
Is number 9 slightly pinker? Is number 11 slightly smaller?
And that is the beauty of individual listings. The seller has evaluated each piece and assigned a value based on these nuanced factors: weight, color intensity, clarity. A 40 pence difference implies a very subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. It suggests a high level of attention to detail from the seller.
They aren't just throwing them in a bin marked £10.
No, they are grading them. They are looking at number 11 and saying, you are lovely, but number 9 has just a tiny bit more sparkle.
So that's our entry level, the under £10 club, the low-risk tier.
Right.
But then we move up a bit. There seems to be a very crowded mid-range.
This is the sweet spot of the collection. Once you cross that £10 threshold, you see a lot of variety.
Yeah.
We have Cobalto Calcite 12 at £11.20. Then you have number 6 at £11.50, number 15 at £12 even, and number 13 at £12.25.
It's like climbing a staircase. You can go up almost penny by penny.
Yeah.
And it keeps going.
It does. You hit the 13-pound range. Number 1 is £13.05. Numbers 19 and 25 are both £13.20.
Okay.
Then you have number 20 at £13.80. And getting close to the top of this tier, we have numbers 5 and 29 at £14.05, number 28 at £14.10, and number 3 at £14.60.
Okay, so if I'm browsing this, I'm realizing that the difference between an 11-pound stone and a 14-pound stone might be significant in terms of quality or size. But then there's one that stands out at the very top of the standard range. Did you catch that one?
I did. Cobalto Calcite 26.
Yes.
It's listed at £15.25.
The king of the tumbles.
In this specific batch, yes. It sits alone as the most expensive of the standard specimens. It bridges the gap. It's the premium choice for someone who wants the tumble form. Maybe they want to carry it in their pocket, but they want the absolute best version of it available in this inventory. Maybe it's perfectly round, or maybe the pink is just blindingly bright.
But then we leave the ladder completely.
We do.
We jump off the ladder and take an elevator to the penthouse. We have to talk about the freeforms again because the price jump is massive.
It is a significant leap. We go from £15.25 for the top tumble straight to £40.50 for Cobalto Calcite Freeform 1.
£40.50.
And then even higher to £55.95 for Freeform 3.
That is a statement. That is saying, I am not just a rock, I am a centerpiece. That's nearly a 4 times multiplier from the average tumble.
Exactly. When you see a price jump like that from roughly 15 to 55 pounds, you have to ask what drives that value.
Right. What are you paying for?
In the mineral market, and specifically with Cobaltoan Calcite, that value is driven by rarity and labor.
Why is it rare?
Well, calcite is relatively soft. It's about a 3 on the Mohs hardness scale.
Okay.
And the cobalt distribution can be patchy. To find a large, solid chunk of raw material that is uniformly pink, stable enough to be polished, and doesn't crumble during the shaping process, that is difficult. A piece selling for £55.95 represents survivorship bias. It's the rock that made it.
So you're paying for the rock that didn't break.
You're paying for the survivor, yes, and for the labor of the artisan who shaped it by hand to maximize that color. It's an investment piece.
And notice, they are numbered 2, Freeform 1 and Freeform 3. So even at the high price point, you are still choosing which investment you want.
Exactly. Do you want the taller one, the wider one? It creates that sense of exclusivity. If you buy Freeform 3, nobody else has Freeform 3. Physics only made one of those.
Okay, so we've picked our stone. Let's say I've fallen in love with Cobalto Calcite 20.0 for £13.80. I add it to my cart. Now we have to talk logistics because KSC Crystals has a bit of a quirk in their operation that I actually find kind of charming.
It is a specific operational rhythm, yes.
It might frustrate the Amazon Prime generation, though.
It might. The source material is very bold about this.
Yeah.
Please note our posting days are Monday and Friday.
Monday and Friday, that's it. 2 windows.
That's it. And there is a cutoff time. Any orders placed before 1 p.m. are dispatched on that day.
So let's play this out. If I order on a Tuesday morning, I'm waiting until Friday for it to ship.
Correct. And if you order on Friday at 2 p.m.,
I'm waiting until Monday.
you're waiting until Monday.
You know, in the age of instant everything, where drones are practically dropping toothpaste on our doorsteps an hour after we order it, this feels very intentional.
It does.
It feels like there is a real person behind the scenes who has designated days for packing and designated days for other things.
It's what we call batch processing. For a specialized business, the ship every day model is a productivity killer. By batching, they dedicate specific blocks of time to fulfillment.
Okay.
But for the buyer, it reintroduces the concept of anticipation.
That's a nice spin on waiting.
No, really. There is dopamine in the anticipation. Knowing that your order is sitting in a queue waiting for shipping day creates a narrative. It reminds you that there is a human on the other end who has a schedule, not a robot in a warehouse. It requires the buyer to have a little bit of patience to sync their rhythm with the seller's rhythm.
I can imagine the anticipation, though. If you order on Tuesday, you spend Wednesday and Thursday just looking forward to that Friday dispatch notification.
Yes.
It adds a little bit of drama to the buying process.
And it ensures that when they do ship, they are focused on it. It's slow commerce, effectively. It aligns with the product. You're buying a rock that took millions of years to form.
Probably wait 3 days for the postman.
Probably.
Fair point.
Yep.
Speaking of added value, it's not just about the rock and the shipping. I noticed something else in the source material, a little bonus if you sign up for their newsletter.
Yes, the discovery aspect. The source mentions that signing up isn't just about getting sales updates. You receive a free mini crystal course.
Which I think is great because, let's be honest, sometimes people buy a crystal because it's pretty. That rose pink is hard to resist.
Yeah.
But then they get it home and think, okay, now what?
Do I just stare at it? Exactly. And the course covers exactly that. It transitions the product from an object to a tool. The source lists the topics, how to choose crystals, which is perfect given what we just discussed. It covers how to create a crystal grid, how to use a pendulum, and how to harness pyramid power.
Pyramid power. That sounds intense. It sounds like a 1970s prog rock album.
It does have a retro ring to it, but look at what this curriculum implies. It implies active participation.
Yeah.
Creating a crystal grid means you aren't just putting the stone on a shelf. You are arranging it. You are interacting with it. Using a pendulum is an activity.
It transforms the purchase into a hobby.
Exactly. It creates a framework where the object has utility, even if that utility is spiritual or meditative. It answers the question, what do I do with this? And it builds a relationship between the seller and the buyer that goes beyond the transaction. You aren't just a customer, you're a student.
It connects the dots. You buy a Cobalto Calcite 12, and then you get the guide on how to actually use it. It makes the 11 pounds 20 feel like even better value because it comes with education.
It's a classic value add. It keeps the collection alive.
So let's zoom out a bit. We've got this collection of Cobalto Calcite, or Sphaerocobaltite if we're being fancy.
Right.
We've got a range of pinks, a range of prices from the affordable 9-pound range up to the 55-pound investment pieces. And we have this unique buying process where you pick your specific number. What is the big takeaway here for you?
For me, the takeaway is the importance of the individual in the collecting process. This isn't bulk buying. This collection highlights that nature doesn't make duplicates. By listing 18 separate items, KSC Crystals is honoring the variation of the mineral. They are asking you to look closely. They're asking you to discern the difference between number 6 and number 15.
And that discernment is where the fun is. It's not just add to cart, it's which one is mine.
Precisely. It turns a transaction into a selection. And that rose pink color, it's a specific aesthetic that people hunt for. Having access to it in both the casual tumble form and the more serious freeform structure means there is a place for every level of interest.
I keep going back to those freeforms. I feel like if you are going to do it, you should go look at Freeform 3. Just to see it.
Yeah.
Just to see what a 55-pound piece of rose pink crystal looks like compared to the smaller ones.
It's worth the comparison. Even if you buy the tumble, understanding the ceiling of the collection helps you appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
It shows you the full potential of the mineral.
Absolutely. So here is what I want you, the listener, to do. Next time you are looking at something online, whether it's a crystal, a piece of furniture, or even a houseplant, ask yourself, am I buying a generic item or am I buying this specific one?
It's a crucial distinction.
It really is. And I want to leave you with this thought to mull over. We live in a world that is increasingly digital, increasingly detached. We order things by tapping glass screens. But when you have the opportunity to choose number 12, specifically, knowing it has a tiny imperfection here or a slightly deeper color there, distinguishing it from number 13, does that change your relationship with the object before it even arrives at your door?
That is the question.
Is the act of choosing a specific imperfection actually better than receiving generic perfection? Think about that next time you're filling your cart. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Until next time.